think I saw Twitch move there. Oh, that's YouTube. Majima! Hi everyone! How is everyone today? I hope everyone's doing good. We're going to be working on texturing Zowie's face today. So I've already got it up in Substance Painter, and for those of you on any of the horizontal streams, you can see him just next to me here. So that is the inspiration we're going to be using for trying to get this to match up. And I think very first thing that I want to do is get the... I've already done a little bit of work just separately of adding a material so that it's less of a weird like plasticky shine on it. This isn't going to be something that's on the final avatar, I don't believe, because Zowie's wanting more of a toon-based one, so it should be significantly less shiny overall on the final product. This is just while we're working on it and getting the textures how they should be. But I've gone ahead and added a skin material to get rid of some of that shine so we can see it better. And then I've also imported the base texture that we used in Blender. So now we just have to actually make it look as it should. And I think first thing that we're gonna do is make the base color match his actual skin tone. So we'll make this layer called skin tone. And then, where did I put my pen? There's my pen. And then if we just paint using, where is color on this one? There we go, base color, put in the hex code for skin tone, and then we want this to only be color, so we can remove all the other options. Now we should have a brush that just does color. Oop. And I have this set on the Unwrapped Faces Cursed. Yeah, you're not wrong. It usually is. So we need this alignment to be UV alignment because we don't want it to go onto the other pieces of the mesh. And then size should be texture based. There we go. So now that's a lot easier and we can actually color in the UV. And one of the nice things about Substance Painter is you can color in both locations. So I could color on the face over here, but then I end up like doing eyebrows and stuff. Or I could just do on the UV itself and do it on the map. So it's very nice. I like Substance Painter. Depending on what kind of thing you're texturing, it might not be worth it for you. But if you're doing realistic textures, I highly recommend it. What's the UV above the eyes? That's the back of the head. So if I turn this, you can see now that we colored the face, front is done, but ears and back of head aren't. So we need to actually color those. Oops, almost got the eye a bit there. So now back of head is done. Oh, there's this weird line on that. Okay, we'll just color that in manually on the side. That's one of the nice things about being able to do both. Is whenever you end up with something where it's like, oh, that didn't color all the way, just color it in. Though, if I remember correctly, we're also going to be removing like some of the back of the head and stuff just to get back some of the polygon and reduce poly count. Though I don't know if we'll actually need to. That's the other thing. I don't know if that's strictly necessary. There we go. So got base color down on those. Ears are going to be a little bit more of a challenge because I don't want to get rid of the way that we've already done those ears. Is those... what? Okay, no, I'm not going to restart Windows right now. And 2 hours also isn't enough. My Malwarebytes is deciding that it really wants to update right now. Reminded... okay. I clicked on the reminded 2 hours and it was like, Malwarebytes. That was legit the pop-up of the response to that. I don't know what that means. Okay, we're just gonna hope that it's fine. Let's reduce the size. Also, we probably want to up the hardness on that. Our opacity is up. Where is that? Why am I playing with a cutoff face? Because it's the best way to get the the actual colors correct on it. That's one of the things about making really anything, is just you end up with like the weirdest ways of doing things, if that makes sense. Things will always look cursed while they're being made. Well, almost always. Leatherface vanish. No. I am not hurting it. Though I have had multiple occasions where I'm working on something creative and had people shout, "You're killing it," at me. That's just not how it works, though. Okay, do I need to frickin' turn off Stream Elements too? Why is Stream Elements putting promotion stuff in my chat now? I have no idea. I suppose that's one of the downsides of the setup that I have with like all of the different bot things. I've tried so many at this point to get the like toy commands that have been popping off of the Discord lately. So I used to do those with Stream Elements, and then I swapped to using Botrix for those so that I could get them in Discord and YouTube and stuff. But that means that I still have Stream Elements in my setup. It's just kind of turned off more or less. And it's just weird. It's funny, I've got this turned looking at the other ear. This isn't even the one we're messing with. Alright, that should get it mostly good, and then we do this one. Probably also gonna have to go back and do the edges again, if it's anything like the rest of the head. So the person next to me is actually the reference for the one we're making the avatar for. That is Zowie's avatar. So that's why they are up to the side, so you can see what we're aiming for while I'm working on it. And also because it helps me to have a reference up too. Though, for something like this where it's just changing a color, reference isn't strictly necessary up all the time, but it just helps. We'll probably want to go back and make the actual lines in the ear more orange toned instead of pink. We're gonna have to be playing with color balance a bit here. Do I hear thunder outside? I hope that stays away. Alright. So that should be all that stuff done. Now if we change our brush... how do we want to change this? Can I change blending mode? No, I don't want this lighten. I think we'll do just change to a darker color. Darker, more saturated, probably about there, possibly. And then just turn down our opacity. Maybe reduce the flow a little bit as well. Smaller size. That should let us start kind of tracing over these lines. Might have turned it down a little bit too much based on how many times I'm having to trace over the lines. Nope, that's too far. It's kind of working, kind of not. Ears are always tricky. You are void now? Oh yes, you are void. Very cute. What I'm gonna do actually is just erase this. Oop. I want to redo that. There we go. Switch to there, and then we'll do a new paint layer, and this can be ear. That should let us have a little bit more control over this. Could also change this to be just color, and then if we do maximum stroke opacity, that's not color. Multiply. Are Neko or animal ears easier than human ones? Not necessarily. They kind of have just different vibes. They both have their own challenges. Because with animal ears, you have to get the movement and the physics down a lot better than, like, because human ears don't normally have that much physics going on with them. But, like, animal ears are wiggly and require a lot of, like, expression work to actually feel alive. Whereas human ears require a lot more texture detail than anything else. Also, I just realized that I forgot to check the line on that. Yeah, it looks fine, I guess. I don't see any hard edge. Overlay. Nope. Have you tried reloading Eternal? Multiply. Should have, yeah, there we go, blur. Maybe that'll work. No, that still just feels wrong. Pink is honestly better with that. Yeah, that works. Just blurring it out like that. You know that's not what I meant. What the heck was that? Alright, virtual... eraser. That feels a little bit too much in there. What is up with that line there? Is that on the base color or... Okay, no, that's not on the base color. Oh, dang it, we missed a spot there. Oh, and we did miss edge. Alright, so skin tone, back to skin tone layer. Probably just redo the one that we're on. And then brush. Color pick. There we go. That's better on that ear. What about the other ear? So how did I miss that entire spot there? Okay, I think we've got it now. That probably needs to go in a little bit closer there, though. Alright, back to working on ear. Should actually be able to just pick that one there. Let's do stroke opacity significantly less. We should be able to go and get some of those different tones. That pink's still bugging me. Nom, thank you for the follow! Alright, I got that out. Yes! They dance when someone follows. I think we're just gonna try something a little bit different with this. Let's add new layer, get rid of that one, and we'll do a layer that is just tracing this. We'll trace it on both of them, and then we'll get rid of the pink by covering it with the skin tone. Oh, you just came over from Blue Sky? That's rare. I don't have many people who find me on Blue Sky and then follow. Huh. Was it one of the shorts or one of the VRChat pictures that caught your eye? Because those are the two main things I end up posting. Blue Sky, the website. The one that was basically supposed to replace Twitter. And there's Frank. Oh yeah, my go live post. Very nice. And I'm glad you like my model. It has been in the works for a while, and if we finish up with Zowie's face texture early, I actually have a second outfit that I've been working on for it that I'll probably end up pulling up on stream. So I don't know how interested people would be in watching me work on the UV maps essentially for the outfit. Because I've got most of it modeled. I have a kind of work belt I want to throw on it as well, or tool belt, as well as, what was the other thing? Basically mapping out where the textures go is kind of what the holdup is on it. Hi, Pigeon. Are you okay? Are you eepy? There we go. Now I should be able to get rid of all of that pink and remove my annoyance. I put the hard hat from it in the Discord. I don't remember if I put the rest of it in the Discord or not. I've got most of the outfit done at this point. Is my Discord command not working? That's a weird delay on it. Wait, don't tell me that Botrix fixed the Discord commands and then broke the Twitch ones? There's no way, right? Are any of the other commands working? Here, what if I try it over on the YouTube side? No? Where is Botrix? Okay, so bite works. Oh, there's the Discord one that popped up. Okay. Wait, is that the right link? I feel like I have a different link in my my description. Let me double check that that one works. Yeah, that took me to the right place, so I guess that one's fine. Okay. So back to working on ears. Grab that one. What is my hand doing? Apparently so. Apparently biting it fixed it. Oh, this is way too sleepy of a song for now. Hang on. Let me remove that one from queue. There we go. That one will work. I mean, violence seems to be what you choose a lot. Based on the commands that you've been requesting and what has been going on in the Discord. I don't know if I would recommend choosing violence so often. Needs a little bit of eraser there. What the heck? Paint. What? Why is this? Eh? Oh, size went crazy high for some reason. I am confused, Dodd. I will say, I've listened to this music so much while playing House Flipper that I just want to play House Flipper now. Like, that's where I'm at. I hear this and I'm like, oh, House Flipper, I want to play that. But no, I need to make progress on commission stuff. Alright, I think that's working pretty well on the ear. I feel like actually that's sticking too far out. Fair enough, Dud. So wait, probably should just add mirror on for this. Okay, I think we're gonna redo these and just mirror them. Nope, problem is I don't remember where they were now. Struggles of ears. Luckily we have it saved on this layer, so it's fairly simple. If that looks... okay, that looks alright on both sides. Now we just have to choose one and clean it up. One lobe... what do you mean one lobe is attached and one is detached? They look even to me. Maybe it was just the way that it was spinning that it's confusing. Oh, your ears. That makes more sense. Why bite me? What have I done to deserve to get bit? Come on, work with me here. There we go. Oops. That's one of the kind of annoyances with Substance Painter is it's not designed for like tablet first type art, despite being something that you like paint on mesh, and you would assume that that would be designed to work well with the tablet. No, it works with the tablet, but it clearly wasn't designed navigation-wise to use the tablet. Because it keeps using things like Alt middle click to move around. So you have to have a mouse set up to work with it. And then you just have to keep swapping back and forth. And it's mostly fine, but it's kind of like a, why would you not design this to have ease of use for a tablet? Because like it's functional, but it's not, it doesn't feel good type thing. And if you're making a product like this, how it feels to use seems like it's pretty important. Spread that out a bit. Yee. Let's do less stroke capacity. Less. Up the size. Oh, not that much. Looking at like 3. Art is suffering, one must suffer. I mean, it is to a degree. That there is a lot that is just bash your head against wall for art type things. But if you're selling a thing that's supposed to, like, allow you to do art, you should be trying to make it easier, not harder. That does work. Maybe, what if we just turn down the opacity a bit? There we go, that actually feels better. Yeah, hardware limitations do suck. So what, is there any other shaded parts we need to work on? And Malwarebytes is still trying to do something. Nose probably is it. Yeah, I'm trying to pull up the other reference. There we go. Nose, and actually, I think the crease of the eye is probably going to be the same color as this. So for now, let's turn that back up to 100 so that we can color pick easier. But I don't think we need to, because should be able to stroke opacity there, and then do drag that over here. Probably want this right about there. That should go to about there on the eye. Much smaller brush. Where did that brown eye texture come from? That's just a fill bucket that we did on the eyes in Blender. We're gonna redo that one entirely in a bit. Oh, too far. Pull it from that side then. And then, oh, that's too far up. Nope. There we go. I think that works. And then nose is gonna be one of the weird ones, since that is technically just one side of the face. Let's do mouth first, I think. Why is mouth not symmetrical? Alright, so now we need to erase that back down significantly. I think we might need to pull that even a little bit darker than it is. And not too much saturation to go very dark. Why is that mirroring up and down? I am so confused. Well, I'd probably prefer you to do a shapeshift than a Kona combo, honestly. Heck, why is that? Also a little bit weird that Substance Painter doesn't allow you to trigger blend shapes. So you can't have the mesh like open the mouth or something, which makes painting on the edges of lips very difficult. I think we're just gonna turn off combo for a little bit. Like that. Kinda works. I think we've got that, and then let's do a touch on the inner eye up here. Right, this is when we want symmetry on for. Probably touch it up on the ears too. some of the sharper edges. You're still confused on how I even do this wizardry? What part of it? Because it's kind of just a lot of practice, more or less. Oh, the part where your computer doesn't freeze? Oh, well that's just strong hardware at that point. Because my computer is actually a reasonably strong beast. It's... I have had some issues with it. Because just stuff don't want to work. It is 5 years old after all. But that's still, like, even then, it's a pretty good computer. Are you not on UV alignment? You are not. Okay. Get rid of random extras there. How did that still get rid of that? Size, space, texture. I'm on alignment UV. Let me turn off mirror. Is that better? Okay, good. That's better. Alright, so that's not terrible. I should swap to material. That nose is going to be a little bit trickier. That's a different style of nose than I usually do, but I want to try and do it anyways. I think that's too high. What, the difference between the base color and the material on? No view? I'm confused. Oh, the light, yeah. That's between the base color and the material.
Something I'm scared of, I suppose. Monsters. There are many types of monsters in this world. Monsters who will not show themselves and who cause trouble. Monsters who abduct children. Monsters who devour dreams. Monsters who suck blood. And monsters who always tell lies. Lying monsters are a real nuisance. They are much more cunning than other monsters.
I am not a Monster Energy drink. Capacity, turn that down. Down stroke size. The mirror on? I don't think I have the mirror on. Okay, now I have the mirror on. If you didn't know better, you'd assume that baked in shadow is real. You mean on the nose? I mean, that's a pretty good compliment then. Probably a little bit less than that. Not bad, but it's a little bit... Oh, I know what it's missing. I know what it's missing. I might want to come back for that. Let me finish the lips first, and then I'll come back and do the highlight, because that's what it's missing. I should also do shadows around the eyes. I'm just focused. Also get to about there. I have two focus modes, either ears way up or ears down. Depends on whether things are going well or not. You see, that's what happens when I just don't pay attention to my shapeshifting. Because then it just, like, it starts breaking, essentially. I mean, I would not expect them not to do that at some point. That in fact sounds like a perfectly normal thing for my ears to do. up. Ah, frick, right, can't do that. Luckily, I don't lose focus that much very often. Hydrating. Man, this one is really finicky. What? The oldest one I have access to? Oh, I don't have the oldest on a hotkey. Let me see. Let me see what I can pull out. I think that this is one. Yeah, this is V4. This is one of my old models. You asked for oldest. I don't know what you wanted from me here. I mean, the tails on this were super fluffy. Honestly, I'm not even sure I remember how I did the tails on this one. I might have to go look at it again if I can. Because I do really like that tail fur. So you can see the crease on the back of the tails when they move just right. Also, I don't... Are these tails animated, or is that just movement? Because I don't remember them being animated. I guess they were, yeah. I am having to remember my own things. Well, let me see if I can find one of the older ones in this, because this was V4. This was pretty old, but not by any stretch my oldest. That would be under models. There's no way I lost my, like, super old ones, is there? V4 is your sleep paralysis demon? Yeah, that's fair, honestly. It's not a great one, to say the least. Oh. Wait, what was that one? Oh, Pigeon, thank you for the bit! Do I even have others? Where the heck did they go? I know I still have... Actually, no, those wouldn't even be in that file. I might have lost my oldest ones when I blew up my computer. Yeah, I might have. So I don't see them in my folder of completed ones. And they're not in my Dropbox there. I mean, I can I should still have pictures of them, even if I can't pull up the model themselves. Because if I do that, there we go. So this is an example of my oldest model. Hang on, we're gonna drag this back. There we go. And let me swap back to normal one, because I assume you don't want me talking about this in frickin' the cursed one. There we go. Move that there. Yeah, so this picture here is V1. So that is the full, like, Vroid base, just dragged it into Blender to give it tails type thing, because they didn't even have tails at the time with Vroid. And then from there, it got turned into V2, which swapped the braids for buns and did a, like, creamsicle dress, I believe is what we kept calling that one at the time. So that I was getting a bit more confident in Blender. I was able to actually make my own tails instead of using an asset, and did a lot more texture work and stuff. And you can see, I had the start of the more realistic nose and stuff, because I had more anime proportions on the other one. And then, here, let me get rid of those. Actually, let me just scoot that down here so that I can move them around a little bit easier. So that was V1 up there. Yeah, it does remind me of V4 without the cursed nose, because that was when I was exploring alternative noses, but not, like, fully committed to going realistic. And then you have V3, which this one I focused a lot more on the expressions that it could do, hence why there's so many expressions on the texture sheet. And then also, that merch is actually the merch I'm wearing at this moment. It is still for sale on the Etsy. I don't know how long it will be though. I was debating on removing that one. But that was a actually modeled outfit by me, and I was exploring the fur at the time. So you can see it's got very scruffy looking fur as I try and figure that out. Then we'll scoot this one to the side so you can see it alongside the others. Also, actually, if we zoom that back in and look at the nose, you can see that's when the V4 nose kind of got back into play with it. And I did also bring back the braids for that one. There we go. So we'll move that one back. And then of course there is V4 and V5, which are the ones that I have, where it's oh, I do actually have a hotkey for V4. Hotkey doesn't work, but I have one. Do any of these hotkeys work? Oh wait, hang on. Do I have? No, I don't. Okay, so those are incorrect. Let me actually see if I can quickly fix those. So if I can fix those, I can hotkey easier. This one. It is the V4 base VS Avatar. Do I not even have that one? Yeah, that should be V4 now. Come on. So I don't have V3. V3 got lost, I guess. Really love my thing to cooperate with me. Here we go. Yeah, there's V4. Did something for Malwarebytes pop up again? I mean, it's still doing the frickin' remind me in 2 hours thing and not letting me confirm that. And then there's the V5, which you guys are more aware of. There we go. V5 is this one where it's not even a base I made. Though it is a bit weird that I don't have V3. Well, wait, no, I do have V3. V3's up there, but I don't have the festival outfit as one. Did I lose that one entirely? Surely I didn't lose all record of it. Oh, I should have it in like my really old thumbnails. I think I have some. Because there were, like the V3 that's up there did have another outfit that went with it. Let me see if I can find a good example of an old thumbnail with it. Oh, here's one. So this was a thumbnail from Ether 1. This was the rainy day dress. That was another version. That was actually like V3.5 or something, if you want to call it that. This is why it's kind of weird to talk about old versions with my stuff, because you can see the tail fur got significantly better. It is significantly less scruffy looking, but there was quite a bit of, like, it still looked too realistic on stuff. I can actually... Where's a good example of one where you can see its face a little bit better? Maybe this one? And of course I picked the one with the bloody nose. Yeah, you can see the fur better, and you can see the face on it a little bit better. The shading was way better, though. A lot better shading on that. Oh, and then... Let me remove those. The festival one I was talking about was... do I have a good full body one? I guess this is my only full body one of it. Oh, why did that not? Weird. There we go. So there's the festival outfit I was talking about, which I want to remake at some point. What does V6's tails look like? Good question. Let me swap to V6, and then I will show you the tails. Let me remove the thumbnail that I just put up. There we go. Yeah, so if I kind of shift, you can see I've got two very wiggly tails. They don't work as well in VNyan as they do in VRChat. They're like, this is not the correct physics on them, but I didn't worry too much about it since this is just not where you normally see them anyways. But you can see they're a different kind of furry where it's a lot more subtle fur on it, but this works a lot better for when you're actually like in VR and stuff and able to see them. So, hang on, let me swap views again. But the good example of those... Do I have a good picture that shows off the tails? Not really, actually. Oh well. More lag on VR. Yeah, fur is very laggy. And then the other side of that as well is just that it doesn't look as good having overly fluffy stuff. Especially since my ears and my tail are on the same material. So I have a much harder time controlling fur length that way. I could separate them out into two and do like the tails are a different fur texture than the ears. That would let me do much fluffier tails and much lighter fur on the ears. But honestly, I'm quite happy with how they are now. When they actually have the correct physics to them, I don't think you really notice. Plus, I've kind of strayed more back to the like V1 style of thinner tail as opposed to the super duper fluffy that the other ones were, because I kept getting confused for a fox. How do you do the furs? Do shells? Yes. So I use Poyomi Fur Shader, which does the shell setup. So it's essentially stacking mesh extruded out. Let me go ahead and hide those references again. There we go. So we can actually get back to what we were supposed to be working on. So that was a bit of a sidetrack conversation, but I was very happy with it. That is one of the reasons why I have such short fur on the tails. It's because if the fur is shorter, you have a less chance of striking that point where it looks like the bits of fur are floating. Because personally, I find that very annoying when you end up with floating fur. It just doesn't feel right. And anything that breaks immersion, I'm not here for, basically. Tail dandruff, if you will, or shedding. Shedding is a lot better way of saying it. Let's go with shedding. And I'm not here for shedding tails. And Eternal, I still don't have the prop set up for that. The only prop that I have set on my thing right now is the cone of shame. Okay, so that's not bad. Oh, I need a touch of the darker color over on like this side. There we go. Oh, you haven't seen the cone of shame, Dot? Okay, let me put on the cone so you can see what it looks like. I have a cone that I can put on. You go overboard with the shading, you eventually end up with Zuko. Yeah, you very well could. Oh, come on, why was Mirror not on? I'm gonna erase all that and do it again, because Mirror wasn't on. I wish I could say it's the first time it happened. Wait, is it not even mirroring properly? Yeah, it's not mirroring properly. Great, okay. We're just gonna have to try and do our best to make them symmetrical then. You're gonna bite Substance Painter? I don't think that's gonna help. I don't think that's gonna fix anything, honestly. That's at least a little bit better. We need on that back. And then do touch over here. Okay, so that went too far. It needs to end probably about there. Okay, progress. Don't kill my substance painter. I haven't saved in a bit. Speaking of, let me remember to save. Here, projects. That's materials, texture. All right. So it is now saved. Now it is less troublesome if it dies. It's still gonna be troublesome though. All right, blah. You've bitten by a radioactive task manager and can now kill any executable file. That's a good one. I like that. It's on mirror! Why does that not mirror? Okay, that mirrored on that side, so I guess I'm just gonna redo it on this side, and it's gonna mirror over there. I can tell you now, this is not an issue with the program itself. This is an issue with the actual, like, mesh not being properly symmetrical. Because Blender likes making things not symmetrical at random times. There we go. See, that's fine. I just had to do it on that side, apparently. Don't know what the difference is, but it worked. Hi, Rat. How you? Oh, no, I don't want like, less. There we go. Now we need to bring in shadow over here. Zader, thank you for the follow. Yeah. And then smudge a bit here. There we go. This is such a different style I'm not used to. Turn off that. Actually, not sure if that's gonna work too well because of how the eyebrows are. He looks like an egg. I mean, he doesn't have hair, that's probably why. Just tone that down a lot. There we go. No, do not crack and fry the person who has bought a commission from me. That's not what you guys should be doing. Need a more saturated version there. Not cannibalism. No cannibalism allowed here. Gosh, why do you guys want cannibalism? Turn off the mirror. Bit more saturation there. And then... Flip. Grab that again. Opacity up. Okay, this is coming together. The eyes still feel a little weird, though. You don't know how, but you read that as Homer Simpson? I have no idea either. That is, like, one of the weirdest ways you could have read this. Need the mirror back on. Saturation and a bit darker, I think. You know, we're gonna have a much better time just working on base color, I think, getting this worked. Let's try a thing. Because there is a feature in this that might be useful to us. Filters. There should be a stylization filter. There we go. Drop that on top and then change brush strokes. Where is it? Why does it want such large brush strokes? Literally? There we go. What other presets do they have? Yeah, there's some weird effects that this does. Very weird. But some of these actually look kind of cool in like weird ways. They'd be great for other things, not this. White base. I think we're just gonna go down the list at this point. So painterly is probably most likely. Hand painted. Oh, hand painted might work if we change the lighting color, because I think the lighting color is currently set to like blue. Gradient, one color. So set that to something that's like a lighter version of that, maybe? Is that not it? Baked lighting. Ah, there we go. Light color. Change that to something more on the warmer tone. Gets us closer. What? I don't know how to explain what the frick I'm doing. So just brush strokes to get rid of that kind of variety there. Not deep fry the egg. That is weird. Reducing the smoothness adds those weird artifacts in. Contrasted. Washed out. There's a weird world where if we set this correctly, this might work. We do a divide from that? No? No, I've just broken it now. Okay. We're just gonna remove that layer. I mean, I have a tendency to draw in strange people. Okay, so then if I set that to divide, something was washed out that we saw. Place. Okay. And then not overlay. Color dodge. And then turn down the opacity a bit. That brings in some interesting kind of thing to it. Probably just throw on a mask, get rid of some of it on the top of the head type thing. Because if we do add black mask, and then we should be able to just paint where we want this. Up the size, turn down the opacity. Yeah, so now we just have some of that texture on the face. Give it more of that vibe. Probably a bit less on the lips. We want a little bit, but not too much there. Like that. I don't know where Tanny is at the moment. And then what if we try adding stylization on top of that as well? And then what would be a good preset for this one? Polarization, maybe? Or... blur that out, maybe. That could be interesting. If we just add a blur filter on top of this, that should function properly. For intensity. That's basically just now going to act as a noise map if we set this up right. This one we can do... Oh, but we need that to apply only to that. It's not quite gonna work. And then so we set that back to normal, so that's normal, normal. Then can we set that to, I think that's supposed to be pass through? Kind of weird. Depends on what you define as a whole. I'm gonna need a color correction or something on this. Threshold? No. Where is it? Color correction, there we go. Color correction over top of the blur. So then highlights. Is this even doing anything? Maybe there's no highlights, maybe that's why it's not doing anything. There we go, okay. We want this to be less saturated. Increase contrast, no, decrease bit. No, I think this layer is just remove. Remove layers. I like that. Maybe that needs a bit of a blur too. A bit tricky. You play Vsauce music on the piano. Very nice, very nice. What if we turn off the baked lighting on this? Turn it down like way low. Brush strokes, there we go. So increase the number of brush strokes, but decrease their size to get us more of the detailed painterly feeling. It's missing a thing though. Custom color. Or variation. Color opacity. Okay, so that kind of lets us see where they're supposed to be. Where do we tweak this again? Works mount. Scale. Bigger ones come in. I mean, why not, Eternal? Strokes follow surface is probably better. A variation to that. Yes, there is a Discord. Now Botrix is being faster with it. There we go. So that lets randomized get in there. And then for the actual normal color, smoothness. Play helpers. No, we don't need any of those. Is there a way to... Oh right, it's this one. If we tone down the strokes, that should keep variation in without having quite so much of that. I think the colors are still a little bit wrong. Let's do... Can I grab that one specific color again? There we go. That goes a little bit better. I think we'll probably duplicate this layer. We shift that above the stylization, we can get it to be a little bit cleaner looking, so that feels more like it's kind of stacked. Maybe this layer specifically we tone down. Kind of put both of them at 50% so it splits it. stylization still feels a little bit off. Oh, maybe we change the type of stroke. Right now we've got waves. Do spots, but that makes it feel more uneven. Clouds. Strokes. Splatters. Maybe smudges? I'm gonna need to tone down the variation too. Tone down variation, tone down randomness. That feels a little bit better. Then I think the baked lighting needs a little bit of a tweak too. And just baked lighting off. I think we'll move forward with that for now. And this is details. This is also details. And we need one for highlights. There we go. And then let's snag our highlight color. And then turn off that for now while we do the nose. Do I not have it for opacity up? There we go. So that should help define nose a little bit, and then we can add touch to the eyes as well. A little bit around here. Flow needs to go up, size needs to go down. A little wrong on the eyes. Let's try size back up a little bit. Flow back down. Yes, we do have a meme channel. We also have a channel for things that you've found and things that you've created. There we go. That looks about right. Then I think I need to kind of bridge that gap between the nose and the eye there. I think that's going to go on this details layer here. What? Am I still on the lighter color? Help a little bit, and then put that in a bit. Help define the nose a smidge more. Look at this weird spot there still. Oh, that's because it's still on this details one. There we go. Smoothing that out helped a lot. That now feels more defined. Do we want to do the eyes or eyebrows next? I think let's clean up the eyebrows. We'll do, take all of these group layers, and this is now gonna be skin. And now we can create a new layer for eyebrows. Add the 400 Eldritch eyes first. Well, there's not 400 Eldritch eyes on this. There's only 2 eyes. Oh, we also still have the eyelashes to do too. Wait, can I? Okay, so I can just color pick directly from the thing. Then the extra eye skin that dips into the model so there's no gaps. I've already done that section kind of the best I can. Because if you notice, it is colored. That was intentionally left darker. It's still not right. I might need to redo the UV mapping on that section because it's like, this is single pixel stretched, essentially. Why it's a bit tricky there. Thank you for casting Cuteness Moon! Show topology? Do I even have an easy way to do that in here? Because I don't... Hang on, I do have it still up in Blender. Changing window. Where is my window thingy again? Is Blender. There we go. Well, that's on brow raise right, but let me go back to basis. There we go. And then unhide the eyes. So yeah, this is what the actual mesh itself looks like. So this intersection of the eyes is basically just extruded from this point, which results in it being, if we go over to UV editing, I think it's like this section here is both of them. And if I actually go and try to use the frickin' Substance Painter setup. Okay, yeah. So you can see this is like it's single pixel, essentially. The topology's fine. UV would need tweak if we want to go much more detailed on that intersection. I might just turn it back to skin tone like I have on mine, but I'm not sure yet. There we go, back to Substance Banner. Because it does look a little jank, I will admit. And that again. Do it as part of the highlights, I guess. I don't have method to turn on soft body physics like that. That's... no. What? Weird setup there. Hang on. Do I have a thing? Yeah. Do this there, and then vaguely remember there is a thing somewhere. Hey, Aniki. And that is certainly a thing. Alright, let's give this a try. There's your ragdoll. Yep. There's a reason I don't often do that one. Back to what we're working with. Yeah, it is like near impossible to get just what we're trying to do. Do size. There, at least there we can. Problem is that it's always going to be like that. I think that's just leaving as is. Unless we want to redo the entire section as back to frickin' that. I mean, you're the one that made me RGB, Aniki. I guess so. I guess that is what I'm saying. Alright, I think that just looks cleaner. Except on the other side, where it is done the most bizarre thing it probably could have. I need a raver outfit. I mean, I need a lot of outfits. So why am I off so far to the side? No, I don't do flips. I'm not that active. There's a reason why Buff Cat is the frickin' thing. Can you do flips? Maybe? Frickin', what is it? And control. There, you happy with that flip? is that good? But Buff Cat is a model that people have been asking for that I've not done yet. It's been on my list. So apparently I can do a flip, I guess. Oh, flop is what you were asking for. I got confused by flips and flops. Where did my... There it is. Okay. So reduce flow, reduce opacity. That blended out a little bit better. Probably just on the wrong layer entirely at this point, but if it works, it works. There we go. Yeah, I mean, I suppose I can flop like that, but that's not really much of a flop. I'm just sideways. You have a rat on your lap? Very nice. Right, I was questioning what the heck I was doing on this side. That's just kind of broken stuff. Wide cat win. I don't know what to say to that. Cause when I hear wide something, I think of Wide Rusk, and Wide Rusk is cursed. But I could also probably do it. I don't want to. I don't want to make cursed. But I probably can. Hang on, I'm gonna see if I can do this. So if we want that, that's probably gonna be or one that on. I have no idea what this is gonna do. We're testing this live, so don't blame me if it's cursed. This is definitely cursed. Hi, Tanny. You've decided to say hi at a weird time. But yes, I am now wide. I hate this. There we go, back to normal. No, we are not doing tic-tac-toe on my forehead. I mean, do you want to see Tall Cat instead? I can do Tall Cat. Frickin' just tall cat. Just my hair really does not like this. This is even worse. There we go, back to normal.
Okay, be a bad boy and watch me find it out.
That tall cat is not normal height. No, no, it's just not. I am fine with being short. Short is cute. I mean, I can shapeshift, I can be whatever, which is why it literally does not matter to me what I am called. As long as you're not freaking claiming I'm, like, committing war crimes or something. I don't know if I like that or not. But there is also option of doing just white. The Geneva Convention is not a checklist. No, do not commit war crimes. And it's not a suggestion either, I've heard that one too. Just don't. You've seen how I am when people, like, threaten murder on the Discord. I do not play with that. You will be told that it is unacceptable. If you persist, you will be removed. I don't know if that's better or not. No, that's... I think I might need to change the UV. Because I want to do something on that inner eye and it's just not cooperating with me. So we're gonna mess with the UVs on that. And then we'll re-export the FBX and it should be fine. If you're not careful, I might. Individual origins, scale that. Be about there. Save, and then Export FBX. And then if I re-import the FBX over here, re-import mesh. There we go, that should give us more to mess with. Why? Why the bonk, Tanny? What did I do? Why do you love bonk? It startles me every time and it kind of hurts. Where is what I need? Show affection via violence. I don't know if I like affection via violence. Did I not reload this? Oh, it's still just tight. Okay. At least better. See, bapping people isn't as bad, though. Okay, I've still done something wrong with the layer there. What have I done? The editing. No, that is there. Is it really just that small that it don't like it? Do another re-import mesh. Maybe let's try rebaking the maps as well. Hate mode. Oh, and now ambient occlusion is back on these. I don't want that there, though. Let's remove ambient occlusion on eyes, remove ambient occlusion on face. There we go. So am I doing this on the... I'm doing this on the eyebrow layer. Do this on... own detail layer, I guess. Let's actually look at the less messed up eye for this. Why don't I use ambient occlusion? So for some things I do. But since we are aiming for more of a toon setup with this, having ambient occlusion is just going to cause problems. Let's try opacity way up. There we go. that still from eyebrow? No, which layer is that one on? What the heck? It's not even on the skin layer? Eh? It's not in skin. Why is there just dot? What are you? And why are you still so extended? That's not... Eh. We're just gonna freaking eyeline this, I guess. I can clearly do more stuff here. It's just not wanting to let me. There we go. That at least kind of smooths out better. That might be better. I think that's highlight that's still... kind of. I just realized I didn't have making it symmetrical on any of that. Great, okay. So we just gotta redo it on this side now. Blah. At least just while we're doing this, that highlights it's just scribbled onto there. Erase all this. Get highlights off the eye. And then eyeline. Size bigger, please. There we go. We've at least got the correct color on those now. Turn on size. And we've got annoying highlights on the side too. Okay. The highlights need to be gotten rid of all around here. Mostly from there. There we go. That should work. Might wanna... Ah, frick, I put that on highlight again. Okay, eyeline. Select eyeline. There we go. Okay, opacity way down on that while I can blend this out a little bit. Lower than that. There we go. There we go. Yeah, that looks a lot better now. And then how else do we need to tweak the eyelashes? You just need to stick it on the ceiling, then it's high. Stroke capacity a lot less, bigger size. I guess that looks alright. There's actually not that much detail in Zowie's eyes. You kind of want to smudge that out a bit more. What happened there? Apparently smudging doesn't quite work. We're gonna do the reverse of just to get this to be super dark, then drag color from the other. And bring it back a little bit. Turn down stroke opacity more. Softer gradient. Why are you on the face now? So many issues. Oh, now you're doing it on that side. I have this set to be UV, correct? I've not changed it off of that yet. It's alignment UV. I don't know why it's deciding to just not be alignment UV. Okay, we're just gonna tone the size down. Do this smaller. Nope, that did it again. Why? What the heck are you doing? Size spaces texture. It's being a lemon. Where is it? There should be a setting somewhere that lets it choose whether the edges are determined by the neighboring, like, vertices or the UV map. I'm just trying to remember where that is. I don't need to export. Extra settings. Oh, there we go. 3D space neighbor, set that to UV space neighbor. That should clean up some of the weird edges. I'm noticing. Can I rotate? Can I remember how to rotate? There we go. Freaking hell. I am having a bit of a time. Am I still on island? Good, I'm still on island. But I am probably not on the right island color anymore. Let's grab the right island color. What are you? Opacity up. There we go. I am having a bit of struggles because it's not cooperating on some stuff. And also it bugs me that they're not symmetrical. Yeah, UVs always look cursed, because you're not normally supposed to see things from that angle. Nope, I'm just, no, don't like. Soften that out, call it good. I don't think that'll sell, I'll be honest. I don't think anyone wants UV wrapping paper. That sounds terrible. Why? We're just gonna start opacity that down. Opacity way down. There we go. Maybe that helps smoothing it out. Gives it hard edge still. That would be very weird. Giving someone a gift covered in face. Even if it's not my face, even if it's anyone's face. That feels like the kind of thing that gets you kicked out of the Christmas party. What else does this need? I think let's do... Not exactly on the actual reference, but I feel like it helps. I don't like it on that set though. I mean, a smug anime face on a gift I could see. That definitely sounds like that would be more acceptable than like a UV wrapped face. No, that's too much. I don't like that bit there. Is my blur gonna work again? No. I don't... What even is this garbage? Oh, it's because it's not all on the same layer. I might just force it all onto the same layer soon. Why? Me in the box. One box. In. Yeah. Wanted to hide in the box. I guess I just leave that as is. Yes, you were too late to turn it into the Kona combo. There we go. Move that out a little bit. Push up there. Yeah, you need the cone now. You put the cone on yourself. Alright, and then eyebrows and eyes still. Probably should do the eyes. Eyebrows are at least enough, whereas eyes are definitely not right. Because first off we need... this layer is going to be the opacity change. Oh, not that. Yep, 3 is not enough for the cone. That one. And then opacity should be like 30-ish. Alright, and then because it's base color, that's not going to be seen. There we go. So now you can see stuff poking through. That looks like it's probably about the right amount. What am I missing? Alright, it's texture settings, and then it should be UV space neighbor. That should keep it from having that weird edge thing going on. Then face atlas. Let's do new layer for eyes. Yeah, I think we're just gonna... Oh, no, I don't want that to have opacity. I'm gonna flat color this. Okay, no, I do want that to have opacity so that I can set that back to like 100. There we go. And then what color are the pupils? Pupils are this color. And then we have highlights down here. Let's swap to eyes, turn off opacity. Like a bigger highlight on the bottom of these. Oh, let's do one to tweak this. There is like some blue up here. Get rid of it on this one. Okay, I'm in alignment UV. In texture space size. Why is it... Oh, it's because it's mirroring stupidly. There we go. And then we probably don't want these going to the edges. Yep. We don't want that like that. We want that to be colored normally or something. It's getting better. I think it's still missing something though. And something like that should help a bit. I mean, that's why I've made them, so I'm not gonna get angry at people for using the toys that I have made for them to use. not to mention it does help for when I'm like focused on thingy to just have chat be able to entertain itself. I'm gonna sneeze though. There we go. I think that helps a little bit. Anything else eyes are missing? I think the eye shines need a bit of a recolor too, though. Let's do new layer. Turn off the mirror. Do that, and then set this mode to color? Kind of. Saturation, tint. Tint kind of works.
Monsters who will not show themselves and who cause trouble. Monsters who abduct children. Monsters who devour dreams. Monsters who suck blood. And monsters who
I think we'll do tint.
lying monsters are a real nuisance. They are much more.
That keeps the outer thing will not keeping the blue and orange color, so that should be fine. Back to face atlas. Actually, no. Maybe one more thing on eyes here. I think if we add a little dot to both, that's like a much lighter brown. Much smaller than that. There we go. Yeah, that feels more dynamic now. Not sure on that, whether I like the pupils like that or not. And so let's try turning off that. And then color pick one of these. Is smooth better, or is the kind of edge better? I can also just shrink the pupils later. I think I'll just shrink the pupils later. I think that's probably better. So I'm not sure on the eye style. Brushes. That one. Pull that out. That help at all? I think let's leave it as is. One last thing is tweaking the eyebrows. Brow. Brow's apparently not an eyebrow. There we go. And then I can go in and erase it on this. Oh, come on. Spirit Walker, thank you for the sub. That come on was not towards you, it was towards my thing that keeps wanting me to erase stuff that I don't want to erase. That's because I have mirror back on. Okay. That should work now. The touch of shading to the eyebrows. That should help. Base color. How do we feel about that? It's a bit hard to see with, because like with materials on, you get a whole bunch of lighting that we don't actually want, and then base color is more like what you'd actually see, which I think has the painterly feel down quite well. I think that's pretty good. Ah, what has happened there? Is that part of the eyebrows? Oh, come on. Which one is that one on? Okay, that's on eyes. There we go. Got that fixed. Alright. So then let's do import resources to add the method that we use for exporting this. That should be under modeling, shaders. Yes, these two files here, import these. And then we can go to, first off, save, make sure that we don't lose anything. Export textures. Oh, this is not coming up on the thing because of how I have it set up. Hang on. Display, nope, display capture broke. Hang on. Kind of works for display capture now. Just got display capture not correctly sized, apparently. There we go. Now that that's in place, output template, we want Poyomi. File type PNG 8-bit should be fine. We want the transparent change, and then change that to like, 5 will do. So that should, ah shoot, where was that exporting to? That was the wrong directory. Let me copy that directory so I can go delete those files. Hi Net! It's been a while since I've seen you drop by. Delete all of those. And then we want this folder to instead be in our modeling, open projects, Zowie, assets, my name, avatars, Zowie, materials, textures. There we go. That folder. Ice cream thought you'd take a break. Very nice, very nice. Let's export those again, save settings. And then if we pull up Give it a second to load everything. There we go. Okay. Drag this over. And this still has the old textures on it, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Because Zowie materials face, good, that's using the correct face one. Now we just need to import the face textures we just made. And face. This is Commission. The face should be that one, and then eyes should be that one there. What has happened there? What's going on? Oh, right, because eyes is eyes. I didn't merge them into one yet. Okay, and then that skin tone is all kinds of screwy right now because we've got a weird matte cap on it. So we need to go to this one and then remove that matte cap. Is root beer nice? I don't think I like root beer much. I don't remember the last time I had it though. But I'm the type that just likes water, and man, this is... I remember this is why I don't do this on stream. I forgot just how much processing power it takes to change just a matte cap on this. Yeah, I don't like soda. Closer, but that feels a bit off. So what just happened is I removed the matte cap from the shader, and that takes a lot of computational power, which takes down the stream. So I'm not going to be able to really mess much with materials on stream, unfortunately. Because just figuring out what to change on materials takes a lot of trial and error, and it results in a lot of that kind of stuff. So that's not great. I'm also not sure... Like, something feels wrong with the lighting on this. It is pretty darn close, though, to what we want. That's a weird edge there. Let's go look at Substance Painter. Is that weird edge there? Okay, it is. Which one is that in? Okay, that's part of eyebrow. So eyebrow needs an eraser there. Are there any other weird artifacts we need to clean up? Yes, right here. Is that also... Okay, so that's not eyebrow. Which one is that one a part of? Okay, that's part of the eyes. There we go. I think also, where is that? That's a stylization that's doing the extra ones. Maybe we just want to tone this down a little bit. That or reduce the... Because the splotchiness of the strokes kind of doesn't look great. We could try upping the size of the strokes. Yeah, that kind of makes it a little bit less splotchy feeling. less like skin condition, more like actual art choice. Yes. The one to my right is the concept for it. My right, your left. Frickin'. Can I... Wait, hands? Have my hands broken now too? Yes, they have entirely broken. Okay. My my hand tracking is just unresponsive now. Great. Fun. We're just gonna close program because it's not responding. Yeah, going painterly on this one because they want more of a toon style, but their normal live 2D has more of a painterly aesthetic to it than an anime one. So I figure leaning more paint style should help bring in their old style into the 3D space. Oh, and now it thinks I'm live again. Okay. All kinds of difficulties. So I don't want to take it down again. Do I want to throw a blur on this, or... I want some variation, but it still feels a little bit splotchy. I could just turn down the strokes again. There. I think that's probably it. Got about 10 minutes left of stream. I think I'm probably gonna leave this where it is, do a little bit more off stream when I'm not at risk of taking down my system. So what should do for the last 10 minutes of stream? I'd also probably swap this back to window capture instead of when it was on. Could do random quick game, or I could just end stream early. They do have ones like Puyo Puyo Tetris or Tricky Towers that are just like short rounds. Or Super Auto Pets will take too long. I'm gonna filter by what I have actually installed as well. Katamari, those rounds are a bit long, I think. You're normally given actually like 10 minutes, so maybe one, but by the time I pull it up, that's not gonna be enough time. That, or I just pull up Krita and doodle something.
Okay, be a bad boy and watch me find
Portal community maps are gonna take me way too long. That's gonna be a whole lot longer than 10 minutes. Plus, I have next Thursday, I believe, is Portal Stories Mel again. I'm gonna double check that. Yeah, Thursday is Portal Stories Mel, Tuesday is gonna be Kiwi, and then next Sunday I'm gonna be doing the House Flipper 2 with Volky. We're gonna be taking on one of the co-op maps, because I want to see what that's like when you actually have another person. So got stuff planned. Trying to think if there's anything else that I'd want to talk about or go over since we've got some time. There we go, hydrate help. Paint? Could paint. I don't know what I'd paint though. And I am feeling a little bit art blocked at the moment, which is kind of surprising given how much we got done. But I'm not feeling the most creative at the moment. I think working on stuff like the UV editing for my own model and stuff will be probably about what I've got capacity for mentally. Big Frank, I could do a big version of the lobsters, just not quite feeling it at the moment. Plus if we're doing something like that, I'd end up wanting to take my time, and that's going to be closer to like 30 minutes, not 10. I think we'll save that for another time. And then the other one that I wanted to work on was the cat falling through a portal emote thing that I've been trying to work on. But I don't have it in me to sort out cat poses and stuff. Cat break. Yeah, I do need a little bit of break. I probably need food. Ooh, I have tortellini in my freezer that I'm probably gonna have. That sounds yummy. So I thought about eating that before stream, but then I realized that I was going to add like Alfredo sauce to it, which might trigger my dizziness, so not before stream. That is not a before stream food. Hi Mush! You've managed to join in like right about at the end of stream. We've already done all of the texture work that we were going to do today. I've still got some shader work to do on it, but that's stuff that needs to happen off stream since it already took down the stream once. What does trigger the dizziness? Basically my body is like a baby, where instead of crying whenever anything's wrong, it will make me dizzy. So it could be triggered by I have not slept recently, it could be I'm dehydrated, could be that I'm hungry, it could be that I've exercised too much and now I'm just needed to catch my breath. I could just be stressed. I've also had it from just being like stressed out from work and stuff will make me dizzy. I know college was a real mess with that one, since I had like a super stressful machine learning class. I remember there was one time in that one where I got dizzy enough that I was seeing both the board and my notebook at the same time because I was looking between them so quickly, and my brain just could not keep up, so it overlaid the two, and it was so weird trying to keep up with all that. So yeah, I've done a lot better now that I'm like out of college and able to actually pace myself significantly better. But I definitely do still have a lot of weird occurrences with dizziness. Hence the faces not looking like faces that I've talked about on stream before. That's a weird one. It also helps that I don't drive anymore, because I had a lot of instances. Well, not a lot. I had enough instances of like weird mental stuff while driving that it just did not, like, I don't feel safe driving, so I don't anymore. I've sold my car. His like weirdest one was it felt like everything had turned to miniature, including myself. So like if you've ever seen like the miniature version of a like landscape and stuff where if you were to like crouch down and get on the scale, it looks real enough, but there's something that's off about it. And that was kind of the feeling I got. Which, I mean, at a certain point you just go, alright, world is tiny, I'm tiny, that changes nothing, I still need to drive safely and get home. Kind of thing. I have never committed vehicular manslaughter. I am happy that that has never happened. No one has gotten hurt from me trying to drive. I've managed to avoid that. But yeah, driving and cars are not my thing. That's to say the least. Hydrating. There we go. I was about to say any other questions, but I guess you guys just want to see me drink more water. There we go. Where did my pen go? There's my pen. I need to start putting it back in the holder more. So I think that's about everything I had that I wanted to talk about at the moment. I think we'll probably just figure out who we're raiding then. That was a weird noise I made. It sounded very familiar and I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I'm gonna raid the pantry after this stream. I'm gonna go get food. And if you want to raid your own pantries, that's up to you. Probably not that person. Hang on, let me check this person's audio. If their audio is good, we'll go with them. Well, I can hear they're clicking, so I guess they're fine. Yeah, we're gonna go raid Keidakat Yo, just because it's funny, similar name. And they're also doing art. They're working on commissions as well. So let's set up that raid. And then I will be back on Tuesday playing Kiwi again. You'll get to see me struggle with a puzzle platformer again, but this one is significantly less platforming than Hat in Time is, so not nearly as much falling. Possibly, we will go see. So I will see you guys next time. Doiznia!